Kind of ironically, giving up can be a very important first step when it comes to actually getting things done. And that, of course, is counterintuitive. We often have in our head that what we really need to do is stay focused and stay targeted and stay committed and put a lot of effort on something and really care about it. And all of that comes from a good place, and it's not that they aren't important ingredients. But the problem is we often just get in our own way then when it comes to making things happen. We overthink it, we develop stress around it, and the whole process just becomes messy. And the psychology around this can be seen at play in other areas of life, such as simply watching a film or reading a book. And when you're doing those things, when you're, let's say, watching the film, you kind of know to begin with that these are just characters and it's fiction, but rather quickly, if it's a well-made film, you get drawn into the story and you start to take it seriously and you become absorbed in it and something interesting happens. What are just pixels on the screen or fictional characters interacting, suddenly what's happening to them, your nervous system becomes attuned to that. If they're in danger, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. If it's a horror movie, you feel tense, your palms sweat. You become identified with it. Now when the ad break arrives, you're back in the room, you wake up, you can breathe, you're you again in a sense. But of course you were always you, it's just that your attention had been attuned to something. So when it comes to tasks, achieving things, getting things done, this is the same kind of thing that happens. We start off with a rather clear lateral perspective. We can see the wood for the trees, but we become invested. We become caught up in the minutiae of the things we're trying to achieve. And it may be that the goal is valid, and it might be that, taking action is needed, but we get so caught up that we don't really see the thing with perspective. It becomes too emotional. We get too close to it, and we can't really breathe. So giving up doesn't mean not doing what's important. It means the opposite. It means stepping back so that you can actually see what is important. Not taking the license, this idea that what we're doing is important, so therefore you just have to keep your head down and work hard. But instead stepping back and saying, well, if this is important, all the more reason for me to not be stuck in a trance around this. All the more reason for me to see it clearly and choose what is actually worth doing and in what way. And very often in a more relaxed yet determined way so that we can actually be productive, working smart and working enjoyably rather than just working hard.